Good morning, governors.
And afternoon to our worldwide viewers.
So, we are continuing our series on the biggest KvK updates.
If you watched this video till the end, you haven't missed anything. Here's the update, and that's how the map looks like.
So it hasn't changed position-wise too much yesterday, which was day 4.
First thing we're looking at is a double rally.
So we got a Jadwiga in Garrison with a YSS, and we got XYC, and we got
a Gilgamesh
and Nebu behind. So that's a double rally. That's 46 hitting 75 on a flag. Now, as soon as we logged into the map, this is what we saw, and we thought, rather than looking at the whole map, let's see how that rally pans out.
Yeah, because otherwise you're gonna miss it.
And we definitely don't want you to miss any of this. Now, that's a beautiful skill animation. We're looking at the latest and the greatest Rise of Kingdom commanders in action. And this is something we talked about yesterday, where 46, wherever they flagged with 2 lines so that 2 coalitions can double rally every single objective. Now, even a flag, look at that, how hard is it to take down, especially when they're changing garrison leaders all the time. So now we got a Zenobia YSS. So the rally can't change the commanders as swiftly as a garrison can. So taking down a garrison nowadays is much harder, and obviously it's a lot easier to reinforce. But saying that, I'm not going to say it's a lot easier when you're playing against 46, because look at all the 46 marches all around. Now you can't kind of see all of it because most of them are on the right hand side, and as soon as the counter rally comes in, you see the cancellation.
46 is playing smart. They're not throwing away all of their troops.
Yep, they're being very smart about it. So on top of the double rally, as soon as the counter rally comes in, 46 is cancelling the rallies. So they're draining 75 more than 75 is draining them, which is obviously smart, powerful, and smart at the same time. And that comes down to the flagging that they did, which allows them to do it. Now, every single time we logged in the last 24 hours, that's the exact same thing we saw. So lots of open field fighting, just like you saw there, and double rallies hitting 75 flags and then being cancelled as soon as there are counter rallies coming in. Now, what do we have here? Lots of open field fighting. So we started getting few comments from our viewers about how they see a lot of Guans. Yes, definitely Guan is a OP commander even in this late game. Along with the Guans, you see XYs and you see Saladin still. The odd one out here is Richard. I'm not too sure why, but then you do see Attila Takeda, you see Ramses, you see Artemisia, so all the common commanders you expect to see. So if we look at the flagging situation, 46 has the 75 area wrapped all around. Now it is definitely only a matter of time, but then in 75's credit, they are making 46 bleed. While they're trying to hold on to their flags, they are making sure 46, when they move on to the next area, is not as big as they are. Now, we already saw yesterday 2 of the kingdoms drop Imperium, so it was 6 Imperium. Now, at this stage, we are looking into 5 Imperium because 75 has dropped Imperium as well. Now, yeah.
Before, wasn't it 5 Imperium?
Was it 5?
Yeah.
Oh, it was 5. Yes, M is right. So now it's 4 Imperium, because it's not just 45, 64, 93 actually dropped it yesterday as well. So the new edition is 75. So we have 4. Now, speaking of 64 and 45, we are looking at their area. It does look like 45 has increased their area a little bit, but then at the same time, 64 hasn't given up. There's 24-hour action going on this area. So 45 and 64 were not the 2 biggest kingdoms or 2 biggest Imperium kingdoms, but then when it comes to action, oh my god, they are active.
I know. I'm like, I can't see a screen where there isn't troops.
Yeah. So both these 2 kingdoms, like if you actually honestly ask us to rate the kingdoms based on activity, especially 24-hour coverage, with 46 and 75, you can somewhat pick off-peak times, but with 45 and 64 it's really hard to pick off-peak fights. And then it's continuous action. You can't find an area in the map where they're not fighting.
I know.
Open field.
I'm like, look at that giant river.
Yeah, so that's 45 going somewhere. Now we do see a city rally going on. Now when we see a city rally, we kind of have to stop. Now this is confusing. This is very confusing because we got 64 hitting a city in 64 area. That's why I was double checking, like, are they doing like a civil war or something? But nope, that account or city actually belongs to 45. It just random ported in the middle of 64 area for some reason. So that wasn't a smart move. They lost a lot of troops, kind of pointless, but you know, it is what it is. So there's a big ball sitting there, and there's a lot of big legendary cities around. So you wouldn't see too many scenes or screens where you have that many legendary skins, city skins at the same time. And king skill going off here and there. So whoever the king is all the time is using king skills in these two, in terms of these two kingdoms fighting. And we did see 46 continuously having the king skill up as well. So there are few peaceful areas though where the flags are not touching.
I have a question. If 46 says at the top and we're looking at the bottom, it's 45.
Did I say? Oh, I think I may have confused the numbers a little bit. There's too many numbers we are talking about, guys. So now we are looking at 64 and not 64, sorry. We're looking at 54 and 93 area.
I know, it's so confusing.
Yeah, so it does look like 54 has progressed a little bit, saying that there's a lot of forts that we have seen burning from day one, but they still haven't burned out. So it's not like 93 is not fighting. 93 is getting burnt every now and then, but then they are repairing, they're garrisoning again, and they're holding their position. So 93, slightly outpowered by 54, is not giving in easy, just like 75 and 46 situation before. So in this case, 93 is the 45 and 54 is the 46 being the aggressors, and just like 75, 93 is holding on quite well. Now when I say quite well, if you let this play out for days, then definitely 46 and 54 will win, but KvK doesn't go non-stop. There is a finite amount of times, and as soon as 56 gets in here, 93 is relieved of this pressure. 56 is not too far away, and they are prepared. They have had a lot of time. They must be very eager to have some action.
Because from day one, nobody's been attacking 56.
Yeah, boy, 56 is too scary maybe. So no one wants to go after 56. But anyways, we got a double rally situation going here. Again, you do see the latest commander. So you got a Gilgamesh. It's a double archer rally against a Zenobia. And even in this case, you saw the Zenobia garrison changing to a Jadwiga for a split little bit. And you have all these cities around. So they're consistently keeping the garrison up. So this is where, again, it's not like 93 just build a lot of forts and not doing anything. 93 build a lot of forts, and they're strategically defending them, defending enough up to the point where the forts are not really getting burned, even though they're being hit from day one. So we, again, as we were talking about the garrison changes, we got Jadwiga there again with YSS.
And now, before it was an infantry Zenobia,
it was a Zenobia, yeah. So that kind of probably also means that that garrison isn't full one troop type, because that Jadwiga probably still has some infantry left over. But anyways, so 93 again successfully defended. There are a few other areas where 93 is just holding on, and 54 again is probably being strategic about it as well. You will see a lot of 54 balls here and there to make sure that they have the field presence and they're not pushed back, but then they're not going in fighting in enemy territory and losing troops that they definitely need to conserve for when they have to fight 56. So that's the big ball of 54 sitting there. Oh, sorry, actually that was the 93 ball, and just seconds ago we saw the 54 ball. So you got two balls sitting on either side kind of waiting for... Oh, we found Bunny. Stop talking. We found Bunny. Let's have a look.
Bunny?
Bunny, that's the Bunny. Look at his dead troops. Oh my god. He got more dead troops than a lot of people has troops.
Yeah.
So, oh my god. Okay, cool. Now, guys, remember, we want to do an interview with Bunny, and we need comments to say you want to see that. That's how I can beg Bunny to actually come on the channel and give us an interview. Speaking of Bunny, by the way, he's as aggressive he is in the game. When you talk to him personally, he's actually quite nice. I was really scared to talk to him, as in, I don't know what he can do to me verbally, but he was really nice. So anyways, now looking at the little flag that came out of the 93 area, so that's actually sitting outside the mountain. 54 maybe should kind of kill it, just in case if that comes out and cuts their flag. But yeah, I don't think 54 is too bothered. Now 56 is doing a good job in wrapping up 75 in their zone. 75 definitely is not coming out that way unless 54 can go through both 93 and 56, which honestly I don't see happening. Now Chisgule is here, his bubble is off, which means he's gonna be doing the garrisoning. So all the 46 troops standing there, I don't think they will have much luck, because Chisgule has the best equipments and a lot of troops, so we let that be there. Now this is the next morning, so this is just an hour before we started recording. So it does look like one of the 75 forts is going down a little bit, but then that flag, that's the one we were just talking about. So while Chisgule was awake, that flag didn't go down. So 75 successfully defended that flag. So over the last 12 hours, there had to be like, I don't know, maybe like 15-20 double rallies on that flag, but 75 still managed to hold it. Now I'm just showing again how every single possible fighting areas where flags are touching, 46 has 2 flags, definitely 2 flags. And this is supposed to be an off-peak time for 46 and 75, but we still see a lot of field presence.
Not just a lot, enormous amount of field presence.
That's a lot of field presence. Now let's look down and let's see what's happening. Yeah, so it does look like 45 has managed to push in a little bit more.
Those forts look like it's circle, you know?
There's quite a few, yeah. Now I'm just randomly looking at the alliance pits. Now I thought I just tried to guess and explain how those alliance pits are working there. So at the edge of your territory, you look at that at the 75-46 area as well. Everyone's trying to put the alliance pits at the edge of their alliance territory. Now if you think about it, it serves 2 purposes. The first one is, even if your flag gets burned, it takes up some place so that the enemy can't flag on top of it easily. So that's probably number 1. And then number 2 is, it's a easy way where you can park your troops if you're trying to rally and you don't have the field presence, or when you're field fighting. That's a easy way out, as in you can go into the pit and then come out the other way. So that's a very strategic thing that a lot of the kingdoms are doing.
But aren't those usually full?
No, so this is not the normal ones that we have in the kingdom. So yes, they are alliance pits where you're meant to send farmers, but the way they're using it is, rather than collecting from it, they're building it and leaving it there, so that it serves as a purpose of an obstacle when the enemy is trying to flag over it.
Oh, I get why it's strategic.
That's very strategic. Now that's something we actually haven't tried before. When I say we, I mean myself. We did used to do that when we were trying to build a new fortress, but this is something, I guess, advanced. That's why we're watching these big smart kingdoms fighting, so that we can learn a bit here and there.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're Imperium kingdoms, or
why they win more often. Now what are we looking at now? We're just having a look at what's happening around the 93-54 area. So they have those alliance pit situations kind of going on as well. Now 54, I would actually say their progress is a bit slower than what I think it should be. Now the reason why I'm saying it should be is because I have I have first hand experience playing with 56, and they're kind of OP, so they kind of match 54 pound for pound. Now if you can't get rid of 93 fast from a 54 point of view, when 56 comes in, it's gonna be a much harder battle. But then I'm not too sure. I'm sure 54 is smarter than I am, and they know what to do in terms of their push, or not. Maybe 93 is just playing too good in terms of defending. Now there's a random city, not a random city, a 93 city getting rallied. It's not a high power city. It doesn't have the best garrison commanders. I don't know what are they doing outside alliance territory. So it's not like they accidentally got kicked out of alliance or anything. They're just randomly sitting on a different alliance or different coalition flag. Now if that happens, obviously you're gonna get zeroed. So in KvK, it doesn't matter what your power is, you need to make sure you're on the right territory, your alliance territory. Yes,
probably that was alliance territory. The flag got burned, and a different alliance territory.
What is he doing being offline for that long then? Like his flag got burned, someone else. I don't think that's the case, but either way, you really shouldn't be offline in a risky territory, and you should never be on non-alliance territory. Now we are looking at a ball again. We are looking at the 54 ball, and we just saw the 93 ball, and we saw it 12 hours ago as well. I'm sure it's not the same ball, but then I'm just talking about how there's a stalemate type situation. By stalemate, I don't mean 93 is playing as good as 54, but there is a bit of a resistance where 54 can't break through. And just looking at the 46-75 situation again, field fighting ongoing. Now we can look at the screen for the next 2 hours, and we'll see the same screen. We have been looking at this screen for the last 4 days, and we pretty much see the same thing. Actually, not the same thing. 46 did make some progress, and there's a fort about to get burned down. So anyways, that's the wrap up of what happened overnight.